Hey, how's everybody doing out there? Welcome back to the Motherboards.org YouTube channel. I'm Elric Ferris. Well, you guys know Bulldozer will eventually get released. When that happens, there's going to be a whole bunch of motherboards out that will support them. We checked out the UD7 a little while earlier. Today we're going to check out the 990FXA-UD5. Now, really the only difference between this motherboard and the other one is the other one supported both quad SLI and quad crossfire. This only supports normal dual card modes. That's really the only difference. All the other features of the ultra durable series will be seen in this motherboard. All the stuff that Gigabyte has will be here. Like I said, really the only difference between the UD7 and the UD5 is the difference between the video card support. Beyond that, they're pretty much the same. Today we're going to do the unboxing. We'll show you everything that comes inside of the box, so when you're out purchasing it, or maybe when you go out to look at this motherboard you buy, you can compare and see if everything that you got was the same thing. So that said, you guys can go ahead and take a look here at the outside. I'm going to flip it around to show you guys the back. Okay, I'm going to come back over here on the table. I'm just going to go ahead and pop the cap on this thing. Now, the new 990FXA chipset supports a lot of things. Usually, most of the motherboards that we've seen that have come out have been supporting mostly all across the board the new SATA 6 gigabit. The only one board that we saw didn't. It used a different controller, but most of them have. Oops, excuse me there, folks. I dropped something. So let's just go over here first. Here, basically all the stuff that would be on the bundles page if you were reading a written review. Let's go ahead and set this stuff out here. This is the multi-installation guide. Then I have the GA990FXA-UD5 User's Manual. That includes the driver's CD as well, set over here. Then right here, okay, so I guess it does support triple three-way SLI, because here's a three-way SLI bridge, so I guess it supports three-way SLI and dual crossfire. And here's the other SLI bridge. Here's the back plate. All color code and everything to let you see what's on there. Actually, this would actually be pretty good to use actually in the review actually. It actually tells you everything in here. I should start using this thing. Everything is actually completely described on the rear I/O here. It tells you everything the board has. How many USB ports, how many USB ports, SPDIF, USB 3.0. Everything's on here. Nicely done. Then we've got two SATA cables right here. Now go ahead and move all that stuff out of the way real quick. Sorry folks, this will just take a second, but I'll get this out of the way and I'll bring the motherboard out here for you guys to take a look at. Bear with me 1 second. Alright, here's the motherboard. All locked up completely. Plastic seal. One piece of tape holding it in. Go ahead and unpop that. Okay. You can see all the MOSFETs are completely cooled off. Japanese parts, low MOSFET, low ferrite choke. Everything's good to go. You can see all those good parts all the way around. You have your 24-pin power here. Have your 8-pin power here. Here's the ZIF socket. AM3 supports all of the existing AMD CPUs and will support the new Bulldozer CPUs coming out. It will not support the Alano CPUs. Those are actually a different chipset. Board supports up to 32 gigabytes of DDR3 32 gigabytes of DDR3 memory in dual channel mode. The 8 gigabyte sticks are not out yet, but they will be out currently. So we'll move the board over again. You can see we have 5 PCI 16X slots. Then we have a single standard PCI slot here, and then we do have one of the PCI 1X slots up here at the very top. I gotta tell you guys folks, taking a little bit of time off makes me feel rusty. I was used to doing this stuff every day. Taking a few days off, I feel like, whoo, where am I going? So here we go. Here's all the stuff where you connect the motherboard. You can see it's all color coded and everything, so it's easy to take all the wires from your case and connect them here, such as your start, restart, all that kind of stuff. We have a breakout box right here for USB 3.0. Then we have a TPO breakout panel here as well. Then we have USB 3, COM port, another USB port, another USB port, all these for additional USB ports, breakout box if you want to use them. You also have an audio and an additional 1394 FireWire port. That's here as well. I'll go to remove that little plug right there. Most people never touch these ports. These are usually overkill, but some people might. We're flipping around over here. You can see people are still using the ATI logo. It says ATI Crossfire. That still hasn't been changed over to AMD yet. So features 108 dB sound on board. So you've got good surround sound and stuff like that, brought to you by the Realtek chipset. Gonna go ahead and flip it over here. This board supports all of them, every single solitary port on here. There are 2, 4, 6, 8 ports altogether. They do all support the new SATA 3 or 6 gigabit connection, as you want to call it. So that's right there. Uses the Marvell chipset for one and then the onboard chipset for the other. Let's see here. So that pretty much sums up the board, shows you everything. Remember, just in the unboxing, folks, but I know you guys like a lot of information. So here we go. I'm going to flip it over. Take a look at the rear I/O. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8 of the USB ports, Firewire port, eSATA. We've got a powered eSATA connector here, 2 USB 3.0s, SPDIF, 7.1 audio, your LAN port, and then a combination keyboard and mouse legacy PS2 port right there. So that was basically everything that comes in the box. This is the Gigabyte 990FXA-UD5 motherboard, and you've seen the unboxing here at Motherboards.org. I'll see you guys in a few days with the full review.